Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This morning we are going to an ostrich farm. It's called Misty Morning Ranch. It's in Robbins, North Carolina. We are going with our homeschool group and we're really excited about it. So my husband's grandpa is going to be going with us, Papa Shorty. You'll see him in some of the videos. It's me, him, Tan, and Bo with our homeschool group. So we look forward to showing you around. Hey Bowie, look at the goat. You say hey? Say hey, goat. Hi. Look, Bo, look.
And we only got 2 rules. Number 1, no loud noises, no fast movement. So as we move throughout the farm, we're going to be walking. You can ask as many questions as you want, but really try not to hold back those screeches and screams and stuff like that. Freaks out the animals, it can hurt them, they can hurt us. And number 2, everything here bites, right? Anything that goes inside the pens, inside the fence, is gonna get bit. And the smaller the fingers, the more delicious, okay? All right, so we're gonna follow me right over here. We'll go. Process this year, we are a meat producing farm. We're the 4th largest meat producing ostrich farm in the country. That's by volume. By weight, we produce the 4th amount out of the entire United States. Does anyone want to take a guess at how old they think these birds are right here? 5, we got 5 years. 5 years. Anything else? 1 year? 7 years?
7 months.
8 years? 7 months? She's going for the Price is Right. Like, I'm going to just be the lowest guy going over it. Any over here?
4 years.
2 years old? All right. 30 bird. All right, so this big one that you see walking up right here, on May 20th, that bird will be 13 months old. So hatched out April 20th of last year. The other birds behind it are just about 12 months old. All right, so it's about a year old right here. Now the interesting thing is that they live to be about 70 years in captivity. That's 70, so it's about as old as humans. I want all of you to look around at these little ones and think if they're 1 year old, they'd be 90% of your max size, right? So when we go see the breeders, these are almost as big as the adults. They grow incredibly fast. They're the fastest growing bird on the planet, and they're one of the fastest growing livestock on the planet. It's a huge advantage whenever we're going to farm them. All right, who here can tell me how many toes they've got?
3.
Take a look. How many?
2.
2, that's right.
Wow.
2. Only 2-toed birds in the world. Everyone else has got at least 3, and 4 is the most common. In a stride at a full sprint. So that's from about this gentleman over here to about this lady right over here. So one foot's gonna touch the ground right there, and the next foot's gonna touch the ground right there.
16 foot.
There you go, incredibly fast. Top speed of 43 miles an hour.
Ooh.
Fastest thing on 2 legs in the entire world. And that acceleration is really, really, really fast too. They get up to that speed really quickly. All right, so we're gonna see they have a nice long neck. All right, they're all lifting that up. They're all taking a look around right here. That neck is purely a periscope. They do not browse. Periscope neck, they can see for over 2 miles on an open grassland. Their native environment in Africa is a savanna, so that's an open grassland with no or very vision. They can see predator animals like leopards, lions, and cheetahs coming from a very, very, very long ways away. And with their zebras, wildebeest, giraffe, all these different grazing animals and browsing animals tend to eat near ostriches, because once the ostrich leaves, it's time for everyone to leave. They don't know what's going on, they don't know why, but they know it's time to get out of Dodge. There we go. So hopefully we're out here get a nice good look. These big, beautiful eyes, 2 inches in diameter, about that big. The brain's the size of a walnut. It's that big. Alright, very much like a stegosaurus. Right, they're one of the stupidest animals on the planet. They're not very intelligent at all. They're built for speed and nothing else. Speed and kick really hard. They do have wings right here. They cannot fly, but they use these wings. See how he flares them out like that? They'll actually use them as wind brakes whenever they're running. Right? Because they're running so incredibly fast, it's really hard for them to say turn like this. So they flare their wings and they get them one side to slow down just a bit, and it'll cause them to turn. It makes them incredibly agile even at those top speeds. Right, on there. So this is a male right here. We can tell that. On my shirt because he's got a nice pink beak. He's got nice pink shins. This is a female right here. She's got a nice dark beak and she's got nice dark shins right over there. So we're processing about 10 birds a month right now. Good on feed. We have a really good feed conversion ratio, so it's not nearly as expensive as say cattle. So cattle is our most comparable farming type, not chicken. And chicken's too small. They are not, the animal husbandry is not nearly the same. You guys have any questions? What do you guys want to know about ostriches? Farming in general. So it's going to produce about 1/3 of the live weight. That guy right there is definitely over 300 pounds, probably about 320-ish right now. So we'd be getting somewhere around 107 pounds of meat off of him if we processed him. It's about 5 hours to slaughter and cut it down into steaks, and it's about another 5 hours to package. We've got to do it one at a time. Those large facilities, big vacuum sealers, they can do a lot at once. So it really speeds it up. Yeah, 10 hours. So right now we're doing 10 a month. But then when it needs to grab something, it moves incredibly fast for a short period of time. Burst of power, low endurance. Like cats are the same thing. Right? They're ambush predators. Right? Chickens and rabbits that go in a small area and then don't move very fast, but for short bursts, that's going to be our white meat. We're going to get their brown adult feathers, and the males will get light shins and a light beak, and the females are going to continue to have dark shins and a dark beak. So if you see the younger ones, they're all going to have dark shins and dark beaks, and they're all going to have the same juvenile feathers. So the major commercial market for the feathers is in the auto industry. These feathers are very unique and they look different than a lot of other bird feathers, and they actually have a natural static plane. That's why all of Grandma's dusters from 1900 were made out of ostrich feathers. So they make giant drums that are about as tall as me and this big around. They use it like a lint roller and they run it up and down the car because it'll pull the dirt off rather than push it around. So it's the cleanest that it can possibly get out of that. Those are our 3 main products, but meat's by far our dominant product.
We seen so many animals on the farm that day, but Tanner came for this dog. Her name was Pippa, and Tanner fell in love with her.
Yeah, feed him that grass. This long grass right here will kill an ostrich. So this essentially turns into hay, right? Horses and cattle can chew this with teeth. Since they don't have teeth, they essentially go like this until they swallow this thing whole. So this thing goes like this inside their gizzard, and it just binds up. And when we give them several of them, they knot together and they create a giant ball and knot, and they can't digest it. It'll actually impact them, and then they die. So they can't do it. They'll eat the seed head off of these ones. Definitely going to do animals, because I like animals and know that. And someone once told me, well, you're stupid because now you have both. And I said, what are you talking about? I don't have a crop. right there. Grass is our crop. So we still have to do the same exact thing that row croppers would do. I have to do soil tests. So it's not just a trample-resistant grass, it's one that will grow in the soil, provides the right nutritional content that I need, and can be mixed with the other grasses that we're going to be growing to provide a wholly nutritious diet. Right? And because nobody else in the world does this rotational grazing, nobody's figured out what that blend is. So they managed to hit the gate, they broke the wire that was holding it, and they left. And I had the sheriff calling me at 6 a.m. saying there's birds out. So we had to get the trailer, go over there with the sheriff, and we had to catch one there, and we had to catch one over here at home. It can be incredibly difficult. We cannot lure them with feed. They do not get enticed by that at all like other animals. So the nice thing is they're used to me, so they weren't necessarily running away from me, but I had to create a small funnel with the sheriff to get them to run past me. And it's like Toro and the bull, right? You're going like this to get the bull to run, so we kind of force him to run, and I have to be standing in front of it, and at the last minute move out of the way, grab the neck, pull it down and hood it, and then we grab it and we put it on the trailer. Right? It's a little bit different than most prey animals, because most prey animals can be defensive. You take like a wildebeest in Africa, right? They're going to defend themselves against the lions, and they tend to want to encircle their young and put themselves in a defensive position. And ostriches like to take the fight to the enemy. Ostriches are one of the few birds that share incubation duties. So the male is going to incubate at night, and then the female is going to incubate during the day. So that's where black blends in with the night, and this kind of color right here would blend in with the grass. 42 days. We do not do any natural incubation here. The main reason is the humidity. We're going for under 20% humidity, right? So even on a day like this, it would be way, way too humid. The number two reason is I don't want them to stop laying. They sit on the eggs, they're going to stop laying. So we want them to do as much production as possible. That's our main benefit of our avian friends versus our mammalian friends. So when we're looking at in comparison to cattle, so in the breeding life of a female cow, they use the same time period for both ostriches and cattle, and a cow can only produce 2% by weight what she could produce within the same time period. I'll take them into the incubation area. They're stored for 10 days, 5 to 10 days. And then I put them in the incubator. It's a 42-day incubation. At day 39, they're moved into a hatcher. They're allowed to hatch and stay 1 day in the hatcher. We're going to see that over there. Do they ever peck their eggs? Well, they peck and move them, but the shell is incredibly thick, so they can't break it. Yeah. They don't do what? People can eat the eggs. Our number one most popular item is the eating egg, for sure. It's probably because we get so few of them. I only sell for eating, but I can't incubate. And that's just random throughout the year. Sometimes I get 3 or 4 in a row. Sometimes I don't get any for 4 months. Right there. Females are going to be sexually mature at 2. They're going to stop growing at about 18 months. Males stop growing at 24 months, so they tend to be slightly bigger than the females, but only just a little bit. They're sexually mature on average of 4, but it's a range between 2 and 6 years. Now, we do give them a little bit of pellets every morning, though, to make sure that they're getting enough vitamins and minerals packed into the pellets. So we'll move them over here. And then the day before processing, we go ahead and we load them in, we catch them into this, and then we load them onto these 2 horse trailers right there, and we take them up to the processing facility.
This is exactly how I felt that day because Tan was walking on eggshells. He was so annoyed because he had to get up early and it was so hot out there.
Nope, they didn't hatch. So this is where I keep them, right here in the swine fridge. You can see one in there right now. I keep them there for about 5 to 10 days. Every Wednesday I move them over here to the incubator right here, put them in there. 72 egg incubator, I got about 60 in there right now. They stay in here for 39 out of their 42 days. Day 39 they're going to come in here, and this is where they're allowed to hatch out. And little guys can see that. There you go. So they're about 2 pounds. And so they'll stay in here for 24 hours, then I'll move them into the food. Since December of 2016, so we're going on 8 years now. And then once they hit about 2 months old, then they can stay out. We don't worry about them as much getting wet. We still try to limit the rain if it's gonna be a heavy thunderstorm. They go into the pen right behind here. Pounds, 175. I could easily handle that thing by myself. This 6-month-old ostrich would be difficult for me to handle by myself. And as a matter of fact, him, you know, I'm gonna need a lot of people. I gotta move him back. I'll hood him. I wait till nighttime so I can blind him with a light so he can't attack me. And I'll put a hood on him and we'll walk him back over there. But he's very, very difficult to handle. In here are anywhere between about 4 to probably 4 to 8 months old. I think that one right there is probably one of the older ones that snuck in here at one point when we were moving them around. But something like that's like a big one. Yes, we can ride them. You usually have to 2 shots of moonshine. Now something like that bird would easily be rideable, right? Up to maybe like 170-ish pound person. Anyone bigger than that, someone closer to 200 pounds, I definitely need to get on this.
It's a very funny speed.
It runs, but it can't go that fast. They can only go like maybe 10, 15 miles an hour.
Buck you off?
Oh yeah. No, they don't buck or jump or anything. They just run straight.
They also have a food truck that is set up here, and it looks like they have tacos. I also looked on the website, they do events, but right after that we did have to go get lunch. We had a nice lunch with Papa Shorty, and then he headed his way, and then it was about nap time for our crew, and that's what we did. We went home and took naps. Guys, we learned a lot about ostriches. I do know that I do not want to farm. Seems like a lot of work, but it was really awesome to learn about. I'm glad that we got to go. Thank you guys so much for coming along with us, and we look forward to seeing you next video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we're gonna get back to cleaning on the next video. Bye, y'all.